God's power is released through relationships. Look at Matthew chapter 18, verse 19 and 20. Let's read it together. It's on the screens. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. I tell you that if two of you on earth agree about something and pray for it, it will be done for you by my Father in heaven. This is true because if 2 or 3 people come together in my name, I am there with them. What's he saying? He's saying that a huge part of having Christ in the midst of whatever you're dealing with is for you to be in agreement with people and with him. That's God's model. That everything happens in agreement, in relationship. That word agreement, some of you heard me talk about this in time past, but that word agree is the Greek word symphoneo. Anybody know what English word we get from symphoneo? Symphony. And what's a symphony like? Anybody ever heard a symphony when they're tuning up? It's the weirdest, craziest sounds you've ever heard. Everybody's just doing whatever, and it's kind of weird. And then the orchestra director walks out, taps his baton, everybody gets silent, everybody turns to the same page of music, and then they start playing from that same page of music. The tubas are not playing the same notes as the violins, right? The clarinets are not playing the same notes as the trumpets, but they are playing in harmony with one another. They are playing in agreement with one another that this is the sheet of music we're playing from. This is the timing. This is the key. We're playing in harmony with one another on this sheet of music. And this beautiful sound comes when they come into agreement, when they come into symphoneo, when they come into harmonious accord. In fact, the people that study this stuff tells me that there's actually a sound that is created when they do come together in agreement that nobody in the orchestra is playing. They actually call it harmonics. There is a sound that is created that nobody's playing, which is why when you listen to an orchestra, it sounds bigger than the number of people that are actually on the stage playing. Some of you are old enough to remember the Mamas and the Papas, 4 vocalists who discovered the secret of harmonics, and those 4 voices sounded like a choir singing in unison or in unity because they understood harmonics. There's a sound that is created. There's a voice that is created that none of them are playing or none of them are singing. You understand what I'm saying to you this morning? God's power is that voice, and when we come into agreement, he's able to do more than any of us as individuals or even all of us together collectively could ever dare to dream or think or ask, because his voice is added and his is the voice that we hear, and the power of the Holy Spirit is released. But that only happens in relationship. It only happens in agreement. And so if you look across your life and the circumstances of your life and you start saying that, I really need God's power to show up here. I really need God's power to be released here. I really need the Holy Spirit to do something miraculous in this area of my life. Guess where it's going to happen? It's going to happen in relationship.